All right, kids, are you ready? It's very weak. Forget it. We're not building a new school. Forget it. I know these young people to my left, to your right, are pretty excited about starting another year of school. I'm Mayor Mark Bowden, and this is the groundbreaking for the new replacement school for Roberts Avenue. We haven't named this school yet. We're under discussion as to what we're going to call it. So we're just going to call it the replacement school for Roberts Avenue, like we've been doing for the last 6 years. This is a long process to get to this point today, and so I want to thank everybody, and I'm going to do that in a minute, everybody who's helped us get here, because it took a lot of people working for our city in a lot of different capacities to be able to break ground on this project. First of all, I'm going to take a moment to introduce some of our special guests that are here, and I've got a pretty long list, so if we can give them a nice round of applause and a cheer from the kids when we're done, that would be appreciated. With us today is our State Senator, David Capiello, and we appreciate David being here. We have State Representatives Jan Gigler and Joe Tabersack. Thanks for being here, guys. We have our City Treasurer, Danny Jowdy. Our City Clerk, Gina Talley, is on her way. Let's give a round of applause for Jeannie. Our Town Clerk, Lori Kabak, is here. We're joined by members of our Common Council, and they are Shane Negersheth, Pauline Basso, Mary Teichholz. Who am I missing, Mary? We got everybody? And Board of Ed members, we have our Chairman of the Board of Education, Susan Potajski. Susan, where are you? Bob Tabersack, member of Board of Ed. And we're also joined, and he'll have a few remarks in a second, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Sal Pasquarello. Sal? Before we do that, though, we think it's appropriate and fitting that we have the Pledge of Allegiance, so I'm going to ask these young people in here to start us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So everybody put your hand over your heart, right, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready? Are you kids ready? All right, we're going to go on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, congratulations, boys and girls. Great job. Right now I'm going to ask Dr. Pasquarello to come forward with a few brief remarks, because we don't want anybody passing out over here onto our left. And then I'm going to ask Anna Rocco, principal of school, just for a quick few brief remarks. You can say something. Yeah. Just say something. Dr. Pasquarello.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. This is a great place. I've been here 2 years and we have 2 schools. Is that pretense of what's coming forward. Being here, for me, has been a special place. A school is only defined in terms of its quality based on the community perception of it. And this is a positive place. We have a lot of added value things that we do in this district, and one of them, we try to maintain the facilities so that it's appropriate for our teachers and our students. Roberts Avenue is in need of some help. We know that. We have another year and a half before we come into this school here, and it will make a big difference in the lives of the youngsters and the families that attend that school. So on behalf of the board, I thank the community and those of you that are here today with this new school with Roberts Avenue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pasquarello. I'm going to ask Anna to come forward and on behalf of the school just say a few words. I know, I used to be afraid to go to Roberts Avenue to do the reading, because I knew I'd get tackled the first minute I walked in the door about, when's a new building coming? When's a new building coming? So, Anna, we're here. We're ready to get it going, so come on down and have to say a few words.
She didn't think this day would ever be.
I know that. Don't ever doubt me.
Before I retire. Okay, Mark, I'll never doubt you again. Thanks, everyone, for being here. And I have to thank a couple of people, especially Vinnie Amendola, for being so instrumental in getting this project moving along. Fareed Khoury, also the architects from Fryer. Sorry, I forgot for 1 second, just 1 second. And I'm so thrilled that the people who are most important in this whole project and no one has lost sight of in this whole project are standing right over here. And I'm so thrilled that they could be here, and our teachers who are here and some people over there. And Tony Tricola, who's been our custodian for a gazillion years, is here, and he wasn't sure he was ever going to see this day come, but I'm so thrilled to see him here as well today. So thank you to everyone for being here. This is so exciting for all of us, and it's just a pleasure to see it getting off the ground and getting it moving. So come and join us for the first day in 2009.
Thanks, Anna. Thank you, Principal Rocco. I also want to take a moment to recognize Andrew Wetmore. He's a member of the Board of Trustees for the State University System, and there's a little connection here with WestCon that we're going to mention in a second. So, Andrew, thank you for representing the university here today. And of course, in the back, our new Director of Finance, David St. Hilaire, has joined us along with Les Pinter, and we appreciate the work that they've done to get this project going as well. Sean Hardy from our permitting department and everybody else. Just to give you a little sense of the kind of building we're going to be building here, first of all, our construction manager is ONG Industries, and I know that they're represented here, and we thank them for their work. Our architect is Fryer Associates, and Fryer, again, we thank you for all the hard work that you've done. The total budget of this project is $20 million, is what it's going to cost us to build this new building. The completion date is some point in 2009. I don't want to say September because that's really pushing it, but we're going to try, do the best we can on that. We have 9 contractors that are working on this project. Some of them are local contractors, so it's good to see local tax dollars going into our local economy, and we thank them for their commitment to this project. This project was born as part of the 21st Century Schools program that was initiated by myself and the Common Council in 2003. And in that process, we prioritized new projects that had to be built, which included the Magnet School, this replacement school, as well as upgrades to Rogers Park and Broadview that both have been completed. The student capacity here will be 391 students. The classes there are a total of 18 classes here, 17 K through 5 classrooms that will be used. There'll be art and music classrooms, ESL classrooms, administrative offices, media center, computer area, gymnasium, cafeteria, and the building footprint will be 51,500 square feet. The staff will be roughly 55. There'll be 82 parking spaces. How great is that? You get parking. No more phone calls to my office on a cold winter morning about what am I going to do about the parking, so we're all excited about that. And we certainly have a long list of people to thank in the administration, so I'm going to read them off quickly. I know it's warm out here, but obviously Dr. Sal and his leadership should be thanked. Antonia Idarola, our Director of Public Works, who is really just a superman when getting these projects going and knows how to do it well and do it right every day. Fareed Corey, our City Engineer, who's been shepherding this. Vinnie Amendola, Robin Edwards in our Legal Department. Members of our Board of Education I've already mentioned, but Aileen Alberts, I think Rachel came in. I saw her come in a few minutes ago. They're doing a great job. The building committee, which consisted of Anna, Eileen, Vincent, Diane Garrick, Joan Hodge, Kathy Molinaro, Bill Murray from NEA Danbury, Rick Palazzo, Angela Rodriguez, Mary Saracino, Freddie Visconti, and Chick Volpe, all of their hard work in getting this going as well. So all of you out there should be commended for doing this. And it's so exciting to be able to build not just one elementary school, but now 2 for our city. And we got a few more tricks up our sleeves, Dr. Sal and I do, and some things that we want to do. So we'll be talking to you and to the voters a little bit later on about what we think we need to do to continue to move our schools in the 21st century. With that, I think we're about ready to begin the actual groundbreaking itself. So at this point, I'm going to ask our state senator to come on up with us, our state representatives, Joe and Jan, Dr. Sal, members of the Board of Education. Do we have enough shovels, Mike?
We're going to do Board of Ed and state elected officials first.
Okay, so Board of Ed and state elected officials first. And do we have shovels? Okay. Oh, there they are. Poor Vince. He gets Rich Janelli's here as well. Richie, good to see you. going to do it. Oh, I'll do that. Okay. All right, we ready? Okay, everybody grab a shovel. Now, you guys got to help us out, okay? So we're going to do 3, 2, 1. Okay. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. You guys can help me count, right? Say yes. Yes. Good. All right. You're going to help me count 1, 2, 3. Ready? Ready. We're going to do it. You guys ready to what? Anna, come on down.
Let's just be straight. If you don't move, it won't stick.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes!
Are you ready?
Yes!
All right, here we go. Ready?
1, 2, 3! Why are your eyes covered with blue and white?
Bill Glass, where are you? I also want to thank Bill Glass is with us here today as well. Bill, where are you? Let's give him a round of applause. Thanks, Bill. Come on down here and grab a shovel, Bill.
But there's no beef bite, so it's something else that fits.
I need help.
Ready? 1,
2, 3! And I'll bring it to you. Yay! Anybody here read the new Harry Potter yet? I do.
One more time.
Don't tell us how it ends. I haven't started it yet.
I saw the movie. I read it before. You know what I found? The movie 5 did not follow the book.
I just started the 5th book. The movie 4 didn't follow the book either. I just started it. Yeah, don't tell me anything.
Where she had just gotten married and he got her baby. Her whole personality showed she was fine. But the worst part about it, nothing shows up in the movie.
Not yet, because I want to read the book first.
I read them all. I even read the new one.
Are you guys ready again?
Yes! 1, 2, 3! All right! They're starting to go to school, right?
Yeah, that's going to be your classroom.
That field day, that's what I did. I went over and just...
Erica, you keep that.
George, you ready? All right, we got Owen, Fire, George. All right, you ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3! Go!
Where's this going to go?
Right over there in the block. No way.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we wouldn't be complete with the groundbreaking if we didn't give out our ceremonial shovels. And so, in no particular order, but as a token of our appreciation for helping getting this project forward, let me start off with a representative of O&G Industries. Come on up and pick up a shovel. And Michael will hand it to you. O&G, thank you. Our guys at Fryer. Second school for us. I know.
It's not enough. No.
Dr. Sal, we have a shovel for you.
Come on, Dr. Sal.
Principal Anna Rocco, we're going to give you a shovel as long as... Just don't hit anybody with it. All right. Fareed Corey, our city engineer. Fareed, where are you?
Anna.
Thank you, Fareed, for your hard work. Antonio Ardurola. Antonio, come on, get your shovel, please. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. That's fine. I think we have an extra one, right? We get two. Susan Podolsky. She, I've been calling her Podolsky forever. Now she changed it on me today. But Susan, can we get your shovel? How about one for Tony? I think we have an extra.
That's a good move.
Yeah. And then as just a thank you for many years of service, I want to give one to Tony Tricola. Tony, come on up here.
You want to give him?
How many years is it? How many years ago?
Somebody said 30. At least 30.
Yeah. Tony has been working for us for 30 plus years, so we want to thank you for your commitment and hard work for our city. Give him a round of applause. Okay. That concludes our ceremony this morning. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. Our city staff, thank you for a job well done. And obviously our state legislators, thank you, because this doesn't happen without your support. Common Council members, you guys are the best. Keep up the great work. And our Board of Ed members as well. Keep up the terrific job. So thank you very much. And let's all go get cooled off. Right, kids?
Yeah!
Oh, boy.
They're melted.
Right, kids?
Yeah!
All right, that's better. Thank you.
Oh my God.
All right.
So where are you taking me to lunch?
Where are we going? We're going to meet at 12:30, right?
12:30, you want to meet?
Yeah, I got to run over to Westcott, so...
Where do you want to go?
Why don't we just meet somewhere? We can go down to Bella Luna down there in the
Okay,
green.
guys, I'll take the
Where are you
sign
going to be,
for
like,
you.
this general vicinity? Just go. All right.
We're going to go back.
You want to go by what?
Bye-bye, Tony. Take care.
Down there, we'll have updates.
It's a little shot. Peter Street. Oh, yeah.
Ready? Let me bring the car over. Hold on 1 second. I'll go get the car. Miriam, look where I smell now.
Like that.
And I like it. And mine too. So right here. We just never know what they're going to look
Well, it wasn't my son's graduation, but I heard about it was Charlie don't worry.
See you later.
Take care.
We try that again. Good afternoon, everybody. All right. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm Mayor. Thanks, Ted. Ted has a keg of beer. Oh, all right. He's got cool drinks over there. I'm Mayor Mark Mountain from the city of Danbury, and we're proud and honored to have staff, family, friends out here today to help us cut the ribbon on another new school that we built in my tenure. This particular project has a long history, an interesting one, and someday if you're really bored and you want to hear the whole story, I'll tell you. But we got it here, and we're open, and we're excited about that. We do have a number of elected officials and guests that are with us, distinguished guests, so I just want to introduce them and thank them for taking time out of their day. From our state delegation, we have State Senator Mike McLaughlin that's here, and State Representative Jan Gigler. So thank you for coming. On the city side, we have a number of elected officials. We have our city treasurers here, Dan Jowdy, our city clerk, Gina Natale, absolutely. Our town clerk, Laurie Kavak. Thank you guys for being here. We have members of our Common Council led by Joe Cavo, who is probably running up the driveway as we speak. That's all right. I thought I could talk about him. He wasn't here yet. We also have with us Councilman Warren Levy, Councilman Phil Curran, Councilman Fred Visconti, Councilwoman Colleen Stanley, Councilman Ben Chianisi, Councilwoman Mary Teicholz, Councilman Paul Rotello, and I think I've got, did I miss anybody?
Yeah, me, Ben.
Oh, Councilman Greg Seabury, and I said Ben already, Councilman Ben Chianisi. So let's give them a round of applause and thank them. We also have with us former Mayor Jim Dyer. Jim, thank you for being here. Member of our Zoning Commission, Ted Farrah, and our Registrar of Voters, Mary Ann Dorrance. Thank you guys for being here as well. State Representative Bob Godfrey has joined us also. Thank you, Robert, for being here. And from our Board of Education, we have our Chairwoman, Sue Badisky. Where are you, Sue? We have board members Eileen Alberts, Rich Tonelli, Joe Scazzafava, Irving Fox, Bob Tabersack, Kathy Molinaro. I thought I saw her on her way. And is Gladys with us as well? Okay, she's on her way too. But we want to thank them and give them a round of applause for taking time out of their day. And we have a lot of administrators that help make this project happen, and Antonio Idrola, our Director of Public Works, is going to talk about that in a little bit, but I did want to recognize our Fire Chief, Jeff Harrell, Police Chief Al Baker that are with us, and of course our great Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Sal Pascarella, so thank you guys. Former city employee and general all-around good guy is with us as well, Bill Buckley, who he and I initiated this project. Billy, where are you?
Oh, here you are.
Good to see you, buddy. Happy grandfather. Living the dream now.
You registered to vote already.
Too bad it's Litchfield. And our publisher of the Danbury News-Times is with us as well, David Deere. David, thank you for joining us. At this time, we'll start the proceedings with our Pledge of Allegiance. Our flag is behind us, and I'm going to ask Rachel Lawson to come forward and lead us in the Board of Education member, who I did not announce, to lead us in the pledge. So, Rachel, trying to cover my bases.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Fine job. Sorry I didn't recognize you earlier. Right now I'm going to ask Dr. Pascarella to come forward and bring greetings from the Board of Education. Doctor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming. No question, brevity is the way to go today with the heat. These are difficult times. However, to open up a school, you've opened up 2 and 4 years. You know, a community is defined by the school that it keeps, and you can be proud of what you're doing here. Jonathan Cozio is a famous writer in educational research, and you hear a lot about testing and measurement. As he goes around the country and looks at the schools, he maintains that you got to have a safe, clean environment to make things happen. And I can tell you, this is going to be well welcomed by Anna Rocco and her faculty. So thank you very much for that. As well, we're so excited about opening up this fall. The teachers have been here working on their bulletin boards, moving everything over, the custodial staff, what Angelo and his men to get us ready has been tremendous. The city, this was a hard project. You're going to hear about it in a few minutes. We were going to open a little earlier, but we had some things that stopped us, but we're ready to go. We have the resources for the school, and we're so proud, the board is, for opening this building. I say thank you to all of you, and I know our kids are going to love this place. Thank you very much.
And I want to ask our Chairwoman of the Board of Education, Sue Badisky, to give a few remarks. Susan?
Thank you, Mayor Boughton, and thank all of you for sharing this moment with us. On behalf of the Board of Education, we are very proud of this school, of all the hard work that went into it, and we're just as excited, maybe even more so, than the faculty and the students and the parents to have the children begin school here in a few weeks. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to everyone who participated in this project and who worked so hard. But most especially, thank you to Principal Anna Rocco and her terrific faculty and her great students and their wonderful parents for all their hard work, their support, and their faith that eventually this school would be done. Ellsworth Elementary is a dream and one of the many wishes that the Board of Education has had for this district. Today marks the end of one journey and the beginning of a new journey. We hope that everyone who occupies this building in whatever form is inspired to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairwoman Podolsky. I'm going to ask Anna Rocco to come forward in a second, the principal of now Ellsworth Avenue School, but I just want to just give you a quick insight to the kind of leader she is. You know, as somebody who spent 15 years in education in our public school system and has traveled all over the state as a member of the General Assembly visiting schools and now as mayor of the city of Danbury, you can always sort of tell when you walk into a building what's going on, and you can generally figure out if there's some learning going on or if it's complete chaos. And I have to tell you that anytime I walked into Roberts Avenue School, in spite of the facility and really how difficult the working conditions were, there was learning going on. It was an excellent run building. And that doesn't happen in a vacuum. That happens because you have great educational leadership at the top leading a dedicated team of staff members. So I'm proud to know Anna, and I'm proud to work with her closely in the education of our children. And I'm going to ask her to come forward now to give a few remarks. Anna?
I will try to keep this as brief as possible, but I would be very remiss if there were not people that I thanked profusely, particularly Mayor Boughton. When I first started at Roberts Avenue, he said, "We're going to get you a new school," and his commitment to that has been absolutely unwavering. And Mark, thank you so much for your dedication. Special thanks to the City of Danbury, the engineering department, particularly Fareed Corey. Fareed has worked very hard to ensure that this was a building that the city could be very proud of and that any child would be privileged to attend. So thank you, Fareed, as well. The Department of Public Works, Antonio, Rick Palonzo, particularly Dan Reiser, who is responsible for the daily operations of the construction site. All of our Board of Ed members and the building committees, Superintendent Pascarella and former Superintendent Eddie Davis, who was very involved in the project. Our Director of Sites and Facilities, Angelo Rodriguez, who spent countless hours on this project. The architects from Fryer & Associates, I have to thank you so much for letting the voice of the school be heard in your design and your planning. It's evident in everything when you walk through the building that you really listened to what I had to say, and I always felt respected and valued when I attended meetings with you, and I appreciate that. Deanna and Bob and Luke and Adam and Glenn, thank you so much for bringing this beautiful building to the students in the city of Danbury. And last, but really first, I have to thank and tell my staff how blessed I am to have them. And I say last, but really first, because we've always had so much to be proud of, and now we have a building that can match the level of pride that we take in the work that we do, and the pride that we have in our students and our families. And we're so excited. I'm so happy to see the kids here today, because I keep saying to everyone, it's really all make-believe until the kids walk in the door. So thank you all for coming and enduring the heat. Please, afterwards, feel free to walk through and ask any questions that you have, and I'll turn it back over to Mark.
I'm not going to ask our Director of Public Works, Antonio Idrola, to give a few remarks, but I've already briefed him that he has to be short, because he does tend to pontificate just a little bit. So, Antonio, come on forward.
Thank you. I have my camera, as you guys can see. Thank you, Mark. There's a lot that went into the school. Just to give you a quick idea, there's 19 classrooms. It's 51,500 square foot building. Doesn't seem that big because it's really spread out, but it's a perfect layout when it comes to educating, which is a pre-K to fifth grade. So this is a really very, very well planned, a very well executed project. As you probably know, and you've probably read the newspapers, we ran into what ended up being a major issue on this project. We did have some contaminated soil that, quite honestly, no one could have ever predicted would have been here. This site was the site of a football field for years, going back to the 40s. Really nobody expected it. As soon as we encountered this material, we immediately met with the staff. We met with the Board of Education. The mayor's office was quickly briefed. And then we went to the state. And I just can't tell you the hand-holding that we really got through the State Department of Environmental Protection and the State Department of Public Health. They are here, and they are a true testament that government still does work on a municipal and on a government side. And I really want to acknowledge a few people because they are here. And without them, I'm going to be honest with you, and their leadership, we would have never opened this school. From the Department of Environmental Protection, he's not here. Patrick Bowe and Pat DeRosa was phenomenal. But we do have Sheila Gleason here. And, I'm sorry, Pat DeRosa is here. There she is. And Commissioner Gina McCarthy, when we met with her, the mayor and I went actually up there to meet with her to talk to her about the issues that we had here. And she really instructed her staff to work with us. And they really did, day in and day out. Phone call after phone call, they always called us back, and I really want to appreciate them. The other person that I want to mention is from the Department of Public Health. Meg Harvey was phenomenal. Meg put a lot of documents together to answer some immediate questions regarding potential health hazards that may or may not really be associated with this contaminated fill. She was phenomenal. And together, they really gave us the insight to do the right remediation on this school so we don't have any issues in the future. The Board of Education and the staff associated with this school had enough faith in us to get this project done right. We immediately approached them. We had a very, very important meeting with the board. We asked them to set up and schedule a meeting with the staff, which we held a meeting with them over a year ago. And they were very, very supportive of the fact that we were open and honest with our communication and everything that we were doing here. So I want to thank you for having the faith in us. And as one teacher said when I was leaving the last meeting, at least we know what we have here. We have no idea what may exist in other parts of the city. So that's very well put, and I really want to appreciate that comment. So thank you to all the staff that really had the insight to keep us going along. I know there was a lot of people that didn't think we're going to open up the school on time because of this contamination, but we really pulled through. The design team and the construction team, as you heard, Fryer Associate, I've known Fryer for many years. They did a lot of schools with me in Stanford. Phenomenal architectural firm. O&G really administrated the construction of this project. My department took it over towards the tail end because of the contaminated soil. Our contract actually ended with them, and the construction division of the Public Works Department took the entire project over and finished it. I do want to acknowledge Tom Hughes, Dan Reisner, phenomenal work. They really worked well with the transitioning of the O&G team and the city team coming in and managing the project. All the subcontractors, usually when you make a change like that, the subcontractors really get a little concerned. They worked with us really well, so I do want to thank them too. And you guys did a great job. And so did Fareed, the city engineer, phenomenal. Meetings after meetings with our consultant, our sub-consultant, Fuss & O'Neill, who really helped us put all the design documents together for the remediation, did a great, great job. And the balance of the city staff, our public health department on this job really was phenomenal. And I really want to pay a lot of tribute to the director and his staff, because when we went to him and said, we have an issue, it's a school, it's a very sensitive issue, we really need you guys on board. They were there at every single meeting. And that really shows you the teamwork that this city can pull together when we really need to. So I do want to acknowledge you, Scott, and thank you for your hard work. With that said, I just like to turn it over to the mayor. I do want to acknowledge my two little kids, Isabel and Rocco. He's here probably taking water or running away with something. But, when I thought about the remediation of the school, I thought about my kids coming here. And I mentioned that to the state. I said, look, we want to do this right. as if our own kids were coming here. So really help us do that. And they really helped us do it. And I really want to thank them again. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio, for shortening your remarks. We appreciate that. Dude, you're killing us, man. Just killing us. Okay, I do want to mention one person, Lou Rotella, who talked about this project, a member of our Board of Education for many, many years, and a very close friend of mine. And I know his son Paul would tell us here at the County Council, but if you could tell Lou, we were certainly throwing a shout out to him for his advocacy of this project. As Antonio mentioned, before we break, I just want to share some quick thoughts with you. At the tail end of the project, because of the contamination, which has been cleaned up by now, okay? I want to be clear about that. We had to sever our relationship with O&G, although it wasn't an acrimonious split. It's just that they wanted an additional roughly $500,000 to complete the project, and we just weren't going to spend it. So we went to one person, and somebody who I've known for basically my entire life, Dan Reiser of our Construction Management Division. We said, Dan, do you think you can finish this job? And when I say finish, I mean there was stuff like everywhere, okay? It was not anywhere near done. And he kind of looked at Antonio and I, and he said, oh, yeah. I go, no, you're going to finish it, right? And he goes, no, I think I can do it. And he lived here for about 6 months, Dan, if not longer. He was here on day and nights. One time I drove through on a Sunday, because I like to check on our projects as they're going. I drove through on a Sunday, and as I was pulling, I got a call on my cell phone, and Dan was in the trailer working on something. Said, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Something wrong? I go, no, I'm just checking everything out. So Dan, I want to publicly thank you for taking this building to completion. It's your first really super major project for the city. Saved us a ton of money, but don't ask me for a raise. But saved us a ton of money, and we appreciate that. And on behalf of that, we have purchased you, no raise, but a nice plaque as a thank you for all your work. So come on up here. I said, Dan, you want to say a few words? He said, no. So, Antonio, did you hear that? Just you take some notes. Okay, I think we're about ready to cut the ribbon then. Does that sound good? So, here's what we'll do. Let's try to get Board of Education, elected officials, our state reps, and our state senator kind of all behind here so we can kind of do a portrait shot. And we can even put a few people outside here. And then Anna, Sue, and maybe Dr. Sale and myself will be towards the bow. And we'll cut down. So kind of fill in the back there. John, you got to move, buddy. Sorry. Yeah, we'll get people. Get on that side. Yes. You missing anybody? That's a gig right there. Okay, so why don't you guys turn this way? You're gonna help me. You guys ready? All right, now listen. We're gonna count down. We're not counting up. I always get this confused. So we're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Not 1, 2, 3. So you guys ready? All right. That is like the weakest. Yeah. Are you ready? All right, here you go, guys. Come on over here with me. Wait a minute. Now watch your fingers. Yeah. All right, you guys back up. Right, here we go. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Got it.
It's a replacement for the Roberts Avenue Elementary School. We are currently in the main entrance. The theme of the main entrance is a Main Street theme. As you can see with the brick facade and the clapboard, they tried to simulate the outside, the Main Street type of architectural theme. Anyway, to the right here is the media center. Square footage is approximately 5,000 square feet, approximately 4 times the size of the former Roberts Avenue Media Center. To the left is the main office, central office suite. In that suite it includes obviously central administration as well as support services for the central admin. We'll take a walk through the media center. Media center, off to the left here is a small reading area. If I'm not mistaken, Mrs. Rocco can confirm that. Here, basically, the children will be able to get books and spend some quiet reading time off to the side undisturbed. Off to the center, here we'll have some of the primary shelving for our books. Behind all the boxes here is the charge desk. Unfortunately, you can't see that at this point. All this stuff was moved over the weekend, Saturday, so we sort of didn't expect this recording, so please forgive us. As you come further back here, you can see the vaulted ceilings, columns. Off to the left here is another
3 through 5, and this instructional area will be geared for K1 and 2 students.
So someone gets a picture of this. This is beautiful.
Makes for a great genealogy unit.
Math lab. Students have a 45-minute computer period each day. We could have a full, as you know, computer curriculum K through 12. So students will come into our lab each week with their teachers for a 45-minute period. We also do have 3 mobile labs currently at the old school. So the mobile labs have been this past year because we've had to take away the computer lab at the old Roberts Avenue to put a classroom in that space. So it'll be really exciting to have our regular lab back with 28 stations. So each child from each classroom will have their own computer to work on when they're in the computer lab.
And one of the things I'd like to add in this computer lab, just on the design level, was we all know that when you have that many computers in a room, the heat can be an issue. So this room has its own dedicated air conditioning system. That system, along with the rest of the building, is integrated with our energy management system that is controllable through the front-end computer in my office and sites and facilities. So we're able to not only monitor, but also control the temperature in each area.
Probably 20 years, our music teacher has been working out of our cafeteria. So this is a fully equipped music station, music room. We have all new chairs and music stands. This is a movable partition which will close for music classes because we are adjacent to the gym. There's a stage that goes out into the gym area. For performances, this curtain can be drawn around the back of the music room, which will make this the stage. We have a full lighting system, high-tech, state-of-the-art lighting system. The big cabinets that you see will hold the Orff instruments, which are part of the music program. That's actually called the Orff Garage. So it's a beautiful space. It'll be utilized very well. The reason for the movable partition was so that students could enter onto the stage area for performances from the music room rather than having to come through the gym and onto the stage area. Cool.
Very nice.
It's beautiful.
The sound system? Is it?
It's not in yet.
Oh, it's in the mail?
Yeah. So, gymnasium/auditorium. This gymnasium is approximately 10,000 square feet. It's about 25% larger than the gymnasium in the older Roberts Avenue School. To the right, you'll see the stage area that we were just in. This space is shared with the music room area. Basketball backstops are automated, so they're adjustable for height. You have a full-size court. You have a poured rubber flooring. This is the latest in flooring in these type of applications. This floor should last a good 20 to 30 years without any kind of serious maintenance issues.
This is nice. Wow. I love the floor. It's gorgeous.
Entrance. This is where students can access the facility if they're walking to school. They can access it from the Osborne Street side, cut through a dedicated sidewalk, and then access the building through this area.
Lights are working, you'll be able to see a small conference room here. That's one of the 3 conference rooms that we actually have in this building. We're very excited to have that. We have a lot of meetings that go on continuously throughout the day, so it's nice to have a place that's dedicated to a meeting space. This will be the teacher's lunchroom. It'll have a refrigerator, microwave, all of those things that everyone needs during the course of the day. This is about double the size of the current teacher's room that we have
Would you
now.
describe a little how many students we're going to have and just for the
We have about 60 staff members, including all our paraprofessionals, tutors, support staff, social workers, psychologists, secretary. We have about 355 students right now. Projected enrollment is between 370 and 390 when we move into this building.
Brilliant.
You send your kid here, huh?
Our teacher has art on a cart, so she pushes her art cart from room to room over the course of the day with 5 minutes between each class period to allow her to get down the hallways. Our storage area for all of the art supplies is a very small closet in the hallway. So to come into this room, you'll see it's equipped with 2 full-size sinks and one that is handicapped accessible. We have a full-size storage closet to hold all of the art supplies. This will also enable us to hold a special art program, which we have never been able to do at Roberts Avenue because there's never been a space. So the only time they've been able to provide any art instruction is specifically during art class time. This will allow the art teacher to take students who, have some affinity to art for extra periods during the course of the week and try to develop those skills in those students.
And how many sections of art will the students have a day? How many times a week?
Right now they get 1 art period a week, but if we can add in a special art period for those students who are more inclined towards the arts, we'll be able to add in more during the course of the week.
I think this is one of the most important parts of the building, because I always felt that the arts were special. And this really brings the art, because music art and other, I like to just go see if we get the intelligent. This is great. I'm glad that this makes my heart. It's great.
It should really enhance the program.
It should enhance the program, and should be, this is really great. I'm glad.
And having the music room as well, because our music teacher, Skip Jennings, really likes to do...
Skip is one of the best.
He's fabulous. He likes to do a lot of music and movement type activities, and when you're in a cafeteria, you can't do that. So this music room that we were just in will enable him to set up an area for movement type activities as well as music and instruments in part of the room at the same time.
Mr. Jennings is one of the best music teachers, but he's really got it.
It's probably double the size of the office area that we have now. We have a waiting area. Teacher's mailbox is on this side. We have a teacher's workroom, which is to the right of the hallway when you walk down the hallway. That will hold our copy machines, the Ellison press, our bookbinding machines, all of those things that right now are scattered all over the building in closets and classrooms. The secretary will have a video monitor that will hold the security camera. You'll be able to view the security cameras from both the back entrance as well as the front entrance. It also has the capability to add the other doors of the building at a later date. On this side, we have a full-size conference room, which will be used for staff meetings or building planning committees, those meetings, TDEC meetings, all of those things that I know all of the board members are familiar with.
What a culture change for you.
It's amazing. It's amazing to have some space to move in and not have to figure out, okay, we're going to have a grade level meeting today or a data team meeting or a TDEC planning meeting. Where is that going to be, because we don't have space to have it in. So this will enable us to have more flexibility in planning those meetings.
Not only with the children's thing, the difference with the art and music program, but your everything about it.
Yeah, and having the art and music in their own room and not in the cafeteria allows me to do different things with the schedule, because the schedule has always operated around lunch, because we've used the lunchroom for music classes. So the whole schedule has operated around lunchroom. This will allow me to better plan educationally the schedule to best meet the needs of the kids.
Have the faculty been over to take a look at?
The faculty was here on Tuesday of last week, and they will be here later this morning.
What was their reaction?
They're thrilled. They can't wait to get in. They really, it's just a great gift for them to be able to come into a space like this. It's terrific. You'll see we have our resting area over there for those students who need to be monitored while they're resting. We have an exam room on the other side, which will be used if a student comes in injured or ill. The nurse will go into the exam room. That also has our locking cabinets for safety of drug administration and all of those things. There's a storage closet, which is fabulous for all of the clothing that would go through, especially in the winter months. One of our most exciting things is that we will have a dental clinic this year. So we will have a hygienist that will come in during the course of the week, as well as a dentist that will come in periodically for minor dental procedures. Those can be done here in the school.
And that's permanent? Is it going to stay with you?
This is a permanent site. We have had the traveling clinic in the past, but this will be a permanent site for the clinic.
It'll be right here?
Yep.
And back into here, we have all the people's personnel.
Right, down this hallway, there's another conference room. There's also the people services offices for our speech, social worker, and school psychologist.
So all the services are integrated right in this area?
Everything is right off.
And you have a conference room for parents and stuff? One of the areas that was very deficient at Roberts Avenue is the area for the professional staff and parents to meet. This is a conference room that's really dedicated for the use of the faculty and parents. They have, normally they'll have what we call a PBT, pupil service meeting here, or a multidisciplinary staffing for parents. It's really an enhancement in respect to the program, and it really would add value to our pupil service program here. And it's adjacent to all of the offices, so parents can come in, check in, come right through to here and feel comfortable in this setting. We're really pleased to have it. Nice, thank you. Maintenance room, the guts of the building, it's a power source. The building is temperature controlled, which we think will add quite a bit to the atmosphere and the climate in the building. It is air conditioned, and it does have, as I said, temperature control. These are the furnaces, the boilers that we have, and also a main entrance for deliveries so that they're out of the area where students will be coming to and from school. It's quite an enhancement over the old Roberts Avenue, which had a different furnace system. This is a brand new system that really is fuel efficient and should save us quite a bit in our heating fuel during the year.
Throughout the facility, that's all baseboard radiation, in addition to hot air supply returns that we have, rooftop units on top of the building. What we have here is also a standalone hot water heating system. This is designed for summer use, for summer cleaning, so that you do not have to run the boilers during the summer to give you the hot water that you need. But during the winter months, you shut this down, a couple of valves are turned over, and then you get your hot water, your domestic hot water from the heating system during the winter months. Also, we have the main electrical distribution system is in this room. We have the fire alarm system is also in this area. And also just outside of here we have the fuel tank storage system, oil tank. It's above ground system. It comes with all the bells and whistles as far as leak detection, water contamination, any of those types of issues. It's the latest and the greatest in that type of technology.
Every classroom does have a storage closet. Kindergarten through second grade has sinks and water fountains in the classrooms. The upper grades do not. Each of the kindergarten classrooms has an exit door to the outside play area. There's a fenced and gated play area. There will be some equipment that are better suited to the smaller children in those gated areas. Each of the classrooms will be equipped with a projector, ceiling projector for technology. That was one of the plans, so it all is all wired. Smart boards will be coming for most of the classrooms, if not all.
The smart board is a board that will interact with the computer, so...
Correct. It is a piece of, the smart board is a piece of technology. Currently, these are just whiteboards. They are magnetic whiteboards, but the smart boards are, it is technology. And it does allow interactive teaching through technology.
Is this a typical classroom? I mean, we're going to see the others other than the same.
Yeah, we'll go in one of the other classrooms
Right.
that is not a kindergarten room. They are all identical. They are identical.
Okay.
The only difference in the other classrooms is there is an opening to the cubby area, and there is no bathroom. There's sinks up through the second grade
Up to the
classrooms.
second grade.
Yep.
So for recess, it'd be K1 can go right outside?
Right.
For each one?
Right. And for the smaller kids, if the teachers feel they need some kind of break in movement activity, they can go right outside without
And the
disturbing
security is
everyone
all
else.
set with the fence?
Correct. There is a gate that closes in the entire area.
And there's no way to get in these doors, there's only an exit. So I mean, some,
All of our
well,
perimeter
they all
doors
have,
are
that's a
locked.
fire rule, I know that.
Correct.
But I mean, there's no way of getting in. Okay. That's, I know they're still going to do it, you know.
The boards are at a lower height so that students are able to work on the boards, and things that go on the bulletin board, students have access to on those bulletin boards. So they're set at a lower height. This is the opening, which will provide better supervision in the closet area, the cubby area. There's also a little sitting bench on the other side, so students can sit to change shoes or boots or whatever they need to change. Again, this is a classroom that has sinks and water fountains. All of the classrooms are equipped with tons of bookshelves for the classroom libraries to enable the teachers to have a wide variety of reading levels in the classroom.
And the way we run our literacy program, the balanced literacy approach, we have classroom libraries, and that'll really enhance what we do throughout the instruction. For the board members that don't know, because I learned this quickly, Anna and Angelo and Antonio Idarola from the city have been working together, since groundbreaking, actually. You know, Anna would walk around with her hard hat here, and she helped supervise. She selected the colors. She worked with not only the aesthetic part of this, but intimately the technology pieces, the phone pieces, all of it part of her idea and her dream of what this school ought to be like to deliver quality programs. So I thank you publicly for that. There's a lot of hard work. And now she's Ann the Mover with her faculty, boxing and bringing things over. And she's just been a godsend to us. It wouldn't be here this way if it wasn't for the work that she has done and her staff. Both of you, thank you.
Classrooms, I think we're done. I think we're done with all the other classes here. I don't know, Mr. Molnar, would you like to say something? Because you're our, no. Well, I want to thank Mr. Rocco, Mr. Rodriguez. I want to thank Mr. Davis, our superintendent prior to Dr. Sale. And I want to thank you, Dr. Sale, for completing this fine project. These things take many, many months, many, even years, and just to get it through is tough. I want to thank my fellow board members for taking the time off from their busy jobs. And I want to thank Mr. Molinaro. We have a Mr. Molinaro, we have a Mr. Molinaro. Mr. Molinaro married, was lucky enough to marry our Mary, and Mr. Molinaro used to be, was our principal of Roberts Avenue and Great Plain, and oh boy, he was all over the place. And Mr. Rodriguez, you did a fine job, and thank you very much for coming. And this is a highlight for me as a board member. We don't get many highlights. We usually get sometimes abused, but this is a highlight. And I love being here with all of you. To Mrs. Molinaro, Mrs. Cooper, my fellow board member, Mrs. Alberts, Mrs. Austin, Mr. Taversack, thank you for showing. Thank you.
Everyone's here to guide them. Parents, we ask them to bring them to the gym, say your goodbyes. Tomorrow, if you need to, you'll be able to walk them down to the classroom. We need to get a more organized start. So they're going to go in to the gym. Another teacher will help them in the gym.
digital to use something. Oh, good for you. Okay, that was me. I was waiting at first here. So I had to oh, the bus comes this way, right? I hope so. I was gonna follow, and I'm like, no. I might get in my car.